Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
The Anoa'i family continues to gain a strong foothold in WWE as another real-life Bloodline member has officially announced his arrival. Jacob Fatu's brother, Journey, has now reacted to Lance Anoa'i's recent announcement. The son of Samu and cousin of Roman Reigns has been under a WWE contract for quite some time now. However, he has yet to make his re-debut due to an undisclosed injury. For those living under the rock, Lance has appeared in the Stamford-based promotion before. He worked briefly as an enhancement talent in 2015. 4 years later, he was put in a squash match against Shane McMahon on the May 27, 2019, edition of WWE Raw. That night, Roman Reigns came to the aid of his cousin. A few days ago, Lance Anoa'i shared a photo of himself with Shawn Michaels on his Instagram handle, with the caption reading, "The future is looking bright." This all but confirmed he would start the new chapter of his career with NXT. Since his announcement, he has been receiving an outpouring of love and support from fans. His cousin Journey Fatu also dropped a comment on the post with the following message. Another Bloodline betrayal appears to be on the cards before WWE WrestleMania 41. The Bloodline story has taken many twists and turns in WWE over the last few years. The new Bloodline has been in a shambles since Solo Sikoa lost his Ula Fala to Roman Reigns in a tribal combat match earlier this year. A few weeks later, the Street Champion abandoned Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga in the ring and walked away without a word in front of the WWE Universe. After weeks of absence, Solo Sikoa returned last week to attack Cody Rhodes on WWE SmackDown. His sudden absence apparently didn't sit well with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga as they confronted him backstage this past Friday night. Sikoa claimed that he needed some time off after his embarrassing loss to Reigns on Raw on Netflix. However, he said he is now back and ready to lead the charge again. Later in the show, Solo Sikoa hit Tama Tonga with an accidental Samoan spike and cost Jacob Fatu the Elimination Chamber qualifying match against Braun Strowman and Damian Priest. A feud between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu for WrestleMania 41 appears to be in the works. Roman Reigns receives a message from current champion amid his absence after the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns has received a message from the reigning TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. The Scottish star participated in this year's Men's Royal Rumble match and was eliminated by Reigns, who has not been seen since the Rumble after taking 2 curb stomps by Seth Rollins. Hendry won the TNA World Championship on January 19, 2025. He defeated former WWE superstar, Nick Nemeth, FKA Dolph Ziggler, to win the title for the first time in his career. This was also the first time Hendry entered the Men's Royal Rumble match. Hendry took to X, FKA Twitter, and had a message for Reigns. The TNA World Champion tweeted a photograph of him being hit with a spear by the OTC along with a short note. Seth Rollins expressed how he feels about Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins took out Roman Reigns with 2 brutal stomps after they were eliminated together in the Men's Royal Rumble match by CM Punk. However, the Visionary didn't hold back from praising his former tag team partner and long-term rival. Speaking on the Up and Adam show, Rollins stated he still loves his former tag team partner, but there were certain things he did not appreciate. He talked about coming up in the industry alongside the OTC but noted that in recent years Reigns had become a different person, one that lives in his own world and has a superiority complex. These were the things that he took issue with but hoped for only good things for his former Shield mate. I love Roman Reigns. Let's get that clear, I love him. We came into the industry together. So this is what you're talking about stories. Roman and I broke into WWE together back in 2012, now Roman's a different guy, he's living in his own space, he's got this kind of narcissistic complex, this God complex going on, and I got a lot of ill will towards him because we haven't seen eye to eye for some time. But it's also rooted in love. Thin line between love and hate. I want the best for him, said Rollins. Rollins and Reigns held the Raw Tag Team Championship during their time with the Shield. In 2022, Rollins unsuccessfully challenged Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. They have also crossed paths on numerous occasions after the Shield's implosion and there is a possibility that they could share the ring again at WrestleMania 41. The post-Royal Rumble landscape had shaken the Bloodline to its core. Roman Reigns, the undisputed tribal chief, had been absent ever since his shocking loss to Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. Without their leader, the Bloodline found itself vulnerable, and the cracks in the faction were becoming impossible to ignore. In Roman's absence, His enforcer Jacob Fatu, who had debuted with a storm of dominance, stood as the faction's protector, but his authority was being challenged from within. Solo Sikoa, the self-proclaimed heir to the bloodline, had subtly begun to seize control, while Jimmy Uso continued to waver, unsure where his true loyalty lay. Now, with WrestleMania season in full swing, the WWE Universe buzzed with speculation. Would Roman Reigns return to reclaim his seat at the head of the table? Or had the bloodline already evolved beyond him? But the biggest question came on this particular episode of SmackDown: who had sent the mysterious message that would shake both Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu to their very core? The bloodline's fractured future. The tension in the bloodline locker room was suffocating. Solo Sikoa sat in a corner, his expression unreadable, while Jimmy paced back and forth. Across from them, Jacob Fatu stood with his arms crossed, his imposing presence making it clear that he wasn't backing down. "Man, we gotta figure this out," Jimmy muttered, shaking his head. "Tribal Chief still ain't back, and WrestleMania's comin'. The whole damn locker room's talkin'. They think we done." Solo let out a slow breath and looked up. "Let him talk," he said coldly. "We don't need Roman to survive. We don't need anyone." Jacob Fatu narrowed his eyes. "You better watch your mouth, Oos." Solo's gaze snapped toward Jacob. "Oh yeah? Or what? You just got here. You think you know this family better than me?" Before the argument could escalate, Paul Heyman entered the room, his face pale. The wise man's usual air of smug confidence was gone, replaced with unease. In his hand was a tablet. "Gentlemen," Heyman started, voice trembling slightly, "you all need to see this." Heyman turned the screen toward them, and the room fell silent as the video played. A message from the current champion. The video opened to a dimly lit room. The figure seated in the center leaned forward, revealing himself, Cody Rhodes, the man who had finally dethroned Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. The WWE champion had a smug yet serious expression as he adjusted the title over his shoulder. "So, I assume this message has reached the right people," Cody said, his tone dripping with confidence. "Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and anyone else left trying to hold the bloodline together." Jacob clenched his fists. "That son of a..." Heyman held up a hand to silence him as the video continued. "I'm not stupid," Cody continued. "I know how this works. Roman loses one time, and suddenly the entire bloodline is scrambling, looking for the next in command. But here's the thing. None of you are Roman Reigns. And none of you ever will be." Solo's grip on his chair tightened. "I beat Roman fair and square," Cody said. "No bloodline interference. No Heyman helping him. Just one-on-one. And now, he's gone. That tells me one thing: he's not coming back. At least, not the way you all want him to." The room was deathly quiet as Cody leaned forward. "So that leaves the rest of you. The ones struggling to keep this empire afloat. And I have a message, not just for Roman, but for the rest of you standing in his shadow. The bloodline's reign is over. And I plan on making damn sure that no one, not Solo, not Jacob, not anyone, repeats what Roman did." Cody smirked. "See you at WrestleMania, if you guys even make it that far." The screen went black. The fallout. The silence was deafening. Paul Heyman took a nervous step back as the weight of Cody's words sunk in. Jimmy looked around, his face conflicted, while Solo's expression darkened. Jacob Fatu, however, was the first to react. With a roar, he grabbed a nearby chair and launched it across the room, sending it crashing into the wall. "Who the hell does he think he is?" Jacob shouted. "Talkin' like we're done." Solo stood up, his eyes meeting Jacob's. "He's right about one thing." Jacob turned, his nostrils flaring. "And what's that?" Solo smirked. "Roman's gone. It's time for the next tribal chief." Heyman's eyes darted between them. "Gentlemen, we must remain unified. This is exactly what Cody wants, to divide us before WrestleMania." Jacob shook his head. "I don't play politics, Paul. I ain't here to be part of some damn power struggle. Roman brought me here to keep the bloodline strong, not to watch it tear itself apart." Solo took a step closer. "Then maybe you're in the way." The tension in the room reached a breaking point. For a moment, it looked like Jacob and Solo might come to blows. Then, Jimmy finally spoke. "Nah, we ain't doing this." Both men turned to him. "Look at us," Jimmy said, frustrated. "We're about to fight each other over a damn message from Cody Rhodes? That's what he wants. He wants us to split up." Jacob exhaled sharply, his anger still simmering beneath the surface. So what do we do? Heyman cleared his throat, regaining his composure. We send a message back. A response from the Bloodline. Later that night, the WWE cameras captured the Bloodline standing in the ring. Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu stood side by side, with Paul Heyman just behind them. The tension between Solo and Jacob was still there, but they were united for one reason: to respond to Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman raised the microphone first. "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I serve as the wise man to the Bloodline. And it seems we have received a message from the WWE Champion himself, Cody Rhodes." Heyman smirked. "Cody, you talk a big game. You defeated Roman Reigns. Congratulations. But what you don't understand is that the Bloodline is not just one man. This is a dynasty. This is a legacy that you will never escape." Jacob Fatu took the mic next. "Cody, you talk like you ended something. But let me make one thing real clear, you didn't end a damn thing. You just started a war you ain't ready for." Jacob looked into the camera, his eyes burning with intensity. "You want to talk about WrestleMania? I don't care if it's Solo. I don't care if it's me. But one of us is coming for you. And when we do, we ain't just taking that title. We taking your legacy, too." Solo stepped forward, his voice cold. "And when that happens, you'll wish Roman Reigns was still here to protect you." The WWE Universe erupted in a mix of cheers and boos as the Bloodline stood tall. Cody had sent the first shot, but the Bloodline had fired back. Now, the only question remained: who would step up at WrestleMania? Would Roman Reigns return to reclaim his throne? Or had the time come for a new tribal chief to rise?